Ukrainian reconnaissance detected a Russian T-90 tank advancing toward their positions, but it was ultimately destroyed after entering a minefield that had been previously laid. Just minutes earlier, the tank had been returning from a combat mission. It drove directly into a mine, despite the fact that the explosives were not even camouflaged and could be seen from above. After the explosion, the Russian crew inside the tank survived and quickly evacuated, retreating into the nearby forest for cover. Russian crews often returned to their previous positions, only to be hit by their own mines and forced to abandon their vehicles. In many cases, they flee the scene. The Ukrainians then eliminate the abandoned equipment, sometimes with precision anti-tank weapons like the Javelin. However, minefields affect both sides. Ukrainian forces also occasionally fall victim to hidden explosives. In one case, an armored personnel carrier arrived to rotate soldiers from the front line, but on its return, it struck a mine while crossing a road. The intensity of the blast suggests there may have been multiple mines placed in that area. These dangerous zones are often layered and difficult to detect. In another sequence, Russian forces attempt to counterattack. Instead, they lose multiple tanks to a mine barrier prepared by Ukrainian soldiers. The front line has become heavily saturated with mines. Neither side can advance quickly under such conditions. In this footage, a Russian tank begins its attack, but something goes wrong. In an instant, it becomes an exposed target, while a Ukrainian tank has been waiting patiently for the perfect moment to strike. The opportunity appears, and the Ukrainians act without hesitation. The Russian tank is given no chance and is quickly destroyed. Positioned perfectly with clear visibility and cover, the Ukrainian tank crew controls the battlefield, striking effectively to the target. But the Russians attempt to retaliate. An anti-tank guided missile hits the ground, its trajectory clearly visible in slow motion as the Ukrainian crew prepares to withdraw. Another missile is launched. It misses again, striking a tree, and even a third attempt fails to find its target. The Ukrainian tank retreats safely. The pattern of incoming fire reveals just how close the engagement really was. Now, a perfectly planned ambush unfolds. Two Ukrainian tanks lie hidden behind a forest belt, waiting for the right moment. Three Russian tanks advance forward, completely unaware. Within seconds, the first shot lands, followed by another, and then a third. One of the Russian tanks erupts into flames. Only a single vehicle manages to escape the destruction. Elsewhere, a lone Ukrainian tank confronts an advancing column. It opens fire immediately, destroying a Russian armored personnel carrier with its first shot. The Russian forces attempt to push forward, but another APC is eliminated, and a third strike breaks their momentum completely. Another armored group approaches, but resistance is already waiting. A Ukrainian tank engages them with remarkable accuracy. Every shot finds its target. Once the mission is complete, the tank deploys smoke and withdraws as explosions consume the battlefield. Russian forces send another tank toward Ukrainian positions. This time, a Ukrainian Leopard tank responds. It fires a precise shot, but the damaged Russian vehicle manages to escape. Smoke begins to rise as the crew struggles to regain control. It manages to escape the battlefield, avoiding complete destruction. In another encounter, the distance between two tanks is dangerously close. Just 20 meters separate them as the Ukrainian crew fires. The shot hits its mark. The Russian tank is destroyed in a matter of seconds. From another angle, the final shot is seen clearly. The mission is complete, and the crew prepares to retreat, but more danger lies ahead. A Ukrainian tank waits as Russian vehicles approach closer and closer. At the right moment, it attacks. A direct hit sets enemy tanks ablaze. Another duel begins. A Ukrainian tank advances and engages a Russian vehicle head-on. The first shot ignites the target. Follow-up fire ensures total destruction. Now, a defining moment unfolds. A lone Ukrainian Leopard tank advances on its own, tasked with clearing an entire forest belt. Drone reconnaissance guides it to enemy positions. One by one, targets are destroyed with precision. Even while retreating, it continues to identify and engage new threats. An armored vehicle is hit and heavily damaged. Another attempts to escape, but is struck from behind and left burning. The following day, a large Russian column advances. They are unaware that the same tank is still operating in the area. An armored vehicle speeds toward the settlement, racing to deploy troops before time runs out. If they manage to establish a position here, it could give Russian forces a critical foothold. The soldiers quickly jump out and spread into position. Without delay, the vehicle turns back and pulls away from the area. An FPV drone moves in, locking onto the fleeing vehicle and beginning its pursuit. The first strike lands, forcing the APC to a halt in the open. Moments later, a second drone hits its target, finishing it off completely. All that remains is wreckage scattered across the ground. A Bradley fighting vehicle quickly responds, moving into the settlement to engage the enemy. It opens fire with its automatic cannon, suppressing any remaining resistance. The operation collapses. The Russian plan fails before it can take hold. Here, we see Ukrainian forces using a drone to remotely trigger a Russian-planted mine, neutralizing the threat from a safe distance. In this archival footage, Ukrainian forces locate a large ammunition depot hidden within abandoned buildings on the outskirts of Donetsk. Under the cover of night, a precise strike is carried out using HIMARS systems, targeting the site with accuracy. Moments after impact, the stored ammunition begins to detonate, sending fragments flying in every direction. One of the local residents managed to capture the moment on camera, recording the massive explosion as it lit up the night sky. Thank you for watching Iron Pulse Media. Your support helps us keep reporting from the heart of the action. Stay informed, stay engaged, and we'll see you next time on Iron Pulse Media.